So throughout the game, I started writing some in-depth notes to talk to you about and sort of the main bits I wanted to sort of bring up throughout this video. You got to the second half, that was what was written, and that was enough. Hi guys, welcome back to the Talking Rangers YouTube channel for another post-match review. Sadly, this time on much lesser terms than we had for the Derby game at the start of the week. Sadly, QPR's fantastic run has come to an end. It was 3 back-to-back wins, and sadly today we could not make it 4 back-to-back wins. Stoke have been the first side in 31 games of football to stop QPR from registering a goal. A very poor performance today. And we started it I think we started the game fairly well. We got the ball into some good areas, and I think we broke the record today for the most amount of corners a side has taken this season in the Championship. I think it was 17 corners. If you put on your ACCA today over like maybe 10 or 11 corners for today's game, then you are the only winner, because QPR certainly didn't come away with anything positive from today's game. If you haven't done already, make sure you hit subscribe. We just smashed 2,500 subscribers. Really appreciate that. We had a big giveaway at 3,000. So make sure you go down there, hit subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, and let's carry on with this video. So as I sort of mentioned, I think the game started quite well. I think we got at Stoke quite early. And I think the first half we weren't too bad. I kind of felt as though we were in control. Despite these growing chances that Stoke had throughout the game. Seny Dieng pulled off an unbelievable double save. Remarkable. I think the shot maybe came from, was it Fletcher? He got down to it. It came through quite a few bodies. He manages to get down to his left side. Then the ball presents itself a couple yards away from Dieng. I think, and then maybe it was Fletcher that got the rebound. Actually, Fletcher came running in, and he came on it, and Dieng managed to just get down to that left side. A goal-saving shot, a goal-saving save, however you want to say it. That was a fantastic chance for Stoke, and QPR managed to keep that one out through Seny Dieng. Stoke then take the lead. Again, another through ball through the heart of the defence. Don't get me wrong, a fantastic ball from, I've forgotten his name, from that Stoke player. That, to be honest, he had a fantastic game. He got Stoke's second goal. We saw the same ball deconstruct the QPR defence at Derby. It seems to be too easy. You'd like to hope with sort of the 3 central defenders that, that one player making a little bit of, he comes across Barbe a little bit, but between the 3 of them, they should be able to track the run. Again, the same as Derby, go through, they put it, for the sake of Derby, put it in the top corner, and tonight they put it in the bottom corner. Very disappointing to fall behind at that stage of the game, and not so much against the run of play, but you see QPR did have quality, but we didn't really manage to make too many clear-cut chances throughout that game. And do you know what? I think when you look at as we'll get on once I go through the game, that was a deserved defeat this afternoon, this evening, however you want to take it. Stoke were the better side, I feel, throughout the course of the 90. I think QPR struggled to get the ball into good areas. And I think this whole reason why we struggled and didn't pose much of a threat throughout the 90 minutes was because of the fullbacks. Now, no discredit whatsoever to Sandfield. Look, he's not a fullback. He is a central midfielder, and he's just doing a job for us out on that left side. I actually thought he was right-footed until I put a tweet out and said we really miss a left foot on that left side, and I actually found out that Sandfield is left-footed. I'm not sure why he always seemed to wanted to cut inside and use his right foot instead of go beat the man, but try and put the cross from that left side, because you narrow down the pitch, and it's really easy for that fullback then to sort of read play and narrow down that pitch where he knows you don't really want to go down that left side, so he's gonna let you bring you inside into sort of congested area. QPR are known really for getting at sides in wide areas, getting balls into the box, or at least opening up the pitch to then create more space in some little pockets that Chair and Willock can exploit. They didn't have the chance to do that today. And I don't really think that's through the fault of Chair and Willock. I thought they did fine. I don't think their performance was subpar or anything that I don't really think it was, like I say, their fault or a lesser performance that meant they weren't able to influence the game as much. I think it was more sort of our formation. And again, you see Lee, you got these 2 fantastic fullbacks that we come accustomed to, Albert Adoma and Lee Wallace. They open the whole game up for QPR. Both of them willing to beat a man, run up and down that pitch relentlessly, They offer more defensively than, Kakai and Phil had today, and they also offer more offensively. That system at 5 at the back, where you don't have key fullbacks that can get at sides, means you come really narrow, and that is why Stoke were happy just to clear up and nullify any threat that QPR posed. You come into the second half, rightly so. QPR awarded a penalty. Kiyan Barbi's been just rugby tackled to the floor in a headlock. Sadly, that one didn't go away. Charlie Austin, I don't know what it was about. Sort of when we awarded the penalty, I was saying to my mates that we were watching, I said, we're not going to score this. I don't know, there was just a resounding feeling of something wasn't quite right about it. Charlie Austin stepped up, and we know he's a man that delivers at this level. 14 of the last championship penalties he's taken, he's scored. The 15th one, he wasn't able to do so, and that was a really critical point in the game where Stoke, yes, 1-0 up. I think QPR was still fairly in control. I felt as though we could always get something from this game. We saw it last week at Derby. Just because we're 1-0 down, that doesn't mean an awful lot. QPR have got the most points from being behind, I think, this season. And especially in the last 10 minutes, you won the most points in the last 10 minutes of fixtures than any other side in the league. So there's always a chance that even if we're still 1-0 down with 10 minutes to go, we'll get something from the game. We managed to get a level up at this instance. There's still a very good chance that we can then get the winner, or still take something, get some points on this board, whether that be one or all three. Like I say, Charlie Austin, he didn't really hit that much conviction. I don't think he caught it right. It was a bit of a mishit. Yes, it was going into the bottom corner, but there was no power in the strike. The keeper guessed the right way. He got down to it well, and it was that crucial point in the game where, you're the away side. You're 1-0 up, you just saved the penalty, and it gives them that kick in the backside just to go and see it out, and that is exactly what they did. Disappointing, really disappointing that crucial time. You get that goal and I think we'd have won the game. Again, they still pose more threats. QPR still looking, showing some vulnerabilities. They had a shot, They had another good chance to go in front, but Kiyan Barbe threw himself at it, puts his body on the line, and it deflects itself onto the post. But yeah, it's just one of those games that just didn't really seem to go away tonight. I don't think you can get too caught up in this. Look, we've won the last 3 games. We've been very good at home lately. I think we're maybe still sat in the top 6. Haven't actually looked at the table of how that result pans out with no points and where we sit before this one. I think maybe 6th. Can't remember off the top of my head, but. It's a marathon, not a sprint, and you can't get too caught up in it. Yes, we could have got something from the game. Yes, you could jump on Charlie Austin's back. Yes, you could jump on the free centre half and not letting that ball through. But as Warburton pointed out at the forum, it's when we defend from the front. It's a whole cohesive unit. The midfield didn't get tight enough, didn't get close enough to stop that ball coming through the centre midfield. I thought Dezell did actually have quite a good game today. I thought every single time, I put a tweet out last week saying he deserves more praise. Not that he doesn't get praise, but I think he's been tremendous of late. Every single time he gets that ball, he pivots and he hits it forward, hits it into the feet of somebody in a good area, finds the feet of Cherry Willick and progresses play. Sometimes you can get those central midfielders, sometimes take the easy ball, but his passing accuracy is fantastic. And I thought he was good today. I thought Johansson again was quite good, but at certain points, that midfield did get a little bit overrun. And then you saw again for their second goal, and you got about 4 or 5 players on the edge of the box. He picks it up, he drives in QPR. Nobody gets out at him. Nobody gets close to him to even try and stop the shot. A very good effort. And they find the bottom corner and then they go home with the 3 points. It's as simple as that. I think at times today, just too slow in possession, a little bit lackadaisical, a little bit lethargic. And maybe that is a little bit of fatigue from sort of, the thick and fast games. But how many times can you use that as an excuse for not coming up trumps? But I think for me that the vital thing today that was the reason and a very significant factor in why our play wasn't so free-flowing, why we didn't really do what we do well, is because of the fullbacks. And I don't mean to put no shame on Field. He was out of position. That's not his normal role. I'd like to see more from Kakai. I think his crossing, it's frustrating at times. Let's keep it to that. You see how much we missed 2 out-and-out fullbacks. Adoma and Wallace, they missed heavily today. And that has not just a wider effect on that positional sense, but that system, as I mentioned at the start of this video, is so instrumental to how this system works. And that's why I would have thought, you know, if Warburton's looking at that side today, he's got no proper left wing back. He's got Kakai, who's not played in a long time. I don't really think he's a very good right wing back. Yes, they can, you know, he can play right back, not, you know, fairly well. There is place for him in this squad as you know, maybe behind the likes of Ajabajo and Adoma, but why not change it? Put left, you know, just solidify ourselves up. Put Barbe at left back. Keep Dickey and Dunn 2 centre halves, and put Kakai at right back. And then, you know, we have more options on the bench in terms of midfielders. Bolster up the midfield, chuck Don Ball in there, and that allowed Dazelle to play, or Johansson to play a little bit higher up with the likes of Chair and Willock, as we have seen in the past. I think that would have given us more attacking prowess, a little bit more attacking threat than we did do playing with Sam Field, who's not an attack-minded wing-back, and Kakai, who you could argue as well, doesn't really an awful lot attacking-wise. So you've got those two positions that, in order for you to pose a threat against the opposition, those two fullbacks need to mount attacks, need to get up that pitch and be dangerous in the final third. They're players that can't do that. So almost like we shot ourselves in the foot from the first minute. Like I say, if I was at the helm, I would have changed it up and I would have gone for something else, but I'm not. We trust Warburton. Sadly today, it hasn't worked out. So yeah, you can jump on its back, but then you just recast back a little bit. We're doing really well. We're almost overperforming at the moment. So try not to get too caught up in that. But yeah, a lot of you said, you know, maybe let's just forget this one. I put a tweet out saying, do you want to see the video? Some of you said, let's just forget about it. But I wanted to talk about a couple of those points. We roll on to the next one, and I'm sure it won't be very long until we're back out. And of course, on Sky Sports. But of course, not another Saturday fixture. Very weird to be playing on a Sunday afternoon. Very strange. But I guess the irregularity of our fixtures is becoming a bit of a normality at the moment. Sadly, that wraps up a very disappointing afternoon for QPR. Is there positive to take from that? I'm not so sure. Very sloppy performance. And this is what happens in the Championship. You know, you don't turn up and you get punished. And that is how it is. That's how it's always going to be. So we've got to bounce back from it. We need a response in the week. And I'm confident the boys can do it. Disappointing to lose at home because we have been so good at home, but that is the nature of the Championship. As I say, that wraps it up. Disappointing not to we had the opportunity to get into third this evening, but like I say, marathon, not a sprint. Thank you very much for tuning in. Lots more content coming soon. It could be an exciting video coming this week, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Come on, you R's.